Hello, everybody. Welcome to the late live, 7:30 here in Phoenix, Arizona. What time is it in your time? Looks like we got Raul in the chat. Raul sent me a text on Sunday, and he's from Texas, and he was like, "Hey, check this out," and I didn't get that, so my bad, Raul. Validated Reefer, Kevin Chagola, Ben Simmons. Out Royal has, I'm assuming, his photo on like a 2K, and it looks like Ben Simmons to me, so I've always called him Ben Simmons. 724 Seattle, Jonathan Root. What time is it over there? Welcome to the live, everybody. Just gonna be here talking about the new build trap I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of new builds offering this product. I talked to my boy Kyle, who's a top lender on YouTube, just to kind of go over what the loan products they're offering. He gave me some very valuable tips. I'm also going to talk to you about this big issue happening with the quality control of the new builds. There's like some great TikToks by a guy named Sci-Fi Home Inspector that I'm going to check out and watch live. I haven't really checked out too much of his stuff. I just searched his name right now. We're going to watch a few together. This is the first time watching. Please let me know. I'll give you a shout out. And I hate to say this, but your super chats are much appreciated. Especially now in this market, in this economy. I appreciate the super chats. Anywho, let's get the ball rolling, yeah? You've been interested in this new build or Surprise or Buckeye? Well, Ben Simmons, when you are ready, I live nearby, so. I don't know about Surprise, though. The ones out there near Las Vegas they're building on the was it that Grand Avenue freeway? I would probably stick more to Buckeye. And there's certain builders in Buckeye I wouldn't recommend. But anyways, let's get the ball rolling. So the big talk of the town, if you will, is the new, with interest rates starting to kind of dip a bit, the new thing that's being offered by these lenders aren't just a discounted interest rate. You know, a lot of times they would say, hey, we'll buy down your rate to 4.99 for 30 years. We'll buy you down for 5.99 for multiple years. But Javi, the Lord knows I'm broke. I get it. For anyone who can help, if you're broke, no worries. We all struggling right now. Let me see if I can find that photo. So the one that really sticks out to me is, where is this photo? I had the photo pulled up. Now I don't see it. Yes, I found it. Okay, perfect. Is this baby right here? Yeah, in my live stream chat. Isn't that what you guys wanted to see? No, that's not what you guys wanted to see. Okay, how about this? Boom. Limited time offer. 2-1 buy down. Year 1, 3.5 interest rate. Year 2, 4.5 interest rate. Years 3 to 30, 5.5. And this is being offered with most of the builders. DR Horton, Century, KB, Landmark. Some of them are being cheap and they're just saying, yeah, we'll buy you down to 5.5. But a lot of them are giving this, especially with the rate buy down. Now, this looks like they're really hooking you up. This looks like, hey, bro, we got you. We're not only are we going to give you a great rate, but the first 2 years, we're going to really, give you a nice little kiss. You know what I mean? They're going to give you a nice little spank and a nice little kiss. So let's talk about what it really means. Yeah. First things first. Kevin Chagola, is the commute from Buckeye to Peoria or Avondale doable, or is it over an hour at the moment? Well, Kevin, I actually live in Litchfield Park, not too far from Buckeye. And whenever I have to drive to Peoria, I don't have to get on the freeway. I can cut through Camelback. Sorry for all my people that are national. Just a really quick local question. Takes me 20 to 40 minutes. Depending. The traffic on the 101 isn't usually bad unless there's like a Westgate like game or a concert or tour. What you're gonna have the most trouble with is the I-10 to the 101. So you can come up with a few solutions, like you can go to the 202 and then turn on Camelback. So really from Buckeye, what's up, Mrs. Shelton? From Buckeye to Peoria is probably gonna take you 30 minutes if you're super quick, maybe 45 to an hour if things are slow. And if you're in Avondale, it's probably going to be 20 to 30 minutes at most. Anywho, so let's talk about this product. First things first, you have to understand this. there's a certain limit a builder can give you, or bribe you, if you will, with concessions. Most loans, the loan limit's like 2%, like 3%. Some even go, is it 4%? I think most of them are like 3%. So let's say you're buying, I don't know, $400,000 house. 3% of 400 is $12,000. The most you can get from sellers for the seller's concessions is 3%, which would be $12,000. Let me actually confirm what those limits are. Concession limits FHA. Yeah, 6% is the limit on FHA. And for conventional, the limit's 3%, 3 to 6%, depending on the situation. So, but I've always usually see 3%. Every time I get more than 3%, the lender's like, we can't use this. So most of the time it's like 3-ish%. Okay. So the builder doesn't want to give you a discount on their sale. They want to keep prices nice and high so they can continue to ride whatever wave is happening. Okay. So they're going to give you, most of the time, they're going to max out the concessions, and they're going to give you 2 to 3% in concessions. Now, some of them are a little cheap, like DR Horton. I called them today, and they're only giving $5,000 with this, interest rate buy down thing here, which we're going to talk about. So some of them are still cheaper, but a lot of times they're going to max out and give you what they need to pay closing costs, which is funny because the closing costs are by a title company they own, lender that they own. So literally they're paying themselves the closing cost. How's that work? Compared to LA traffic, yeah, it's not bad. It says traffic, but it's like driving. Bro, I get it. Ben, I don't. What's your real name, Ben Simmons? I'm trying to call you Ben Simmons. I get it, but I've never been in LA, so for me the I-10 traffic is like I freaking blow a gasket, So. What's the average PMI? Depend. If you're FHA, I think it's a certain amount. It's like a certain percentage. I think at the top of my head it's 2.5. I have to double check. And then conventional, it's based on your credit. Melvin. Okay, Melvin. Okay, cool. Melvin it is. So that being said, let's look at this product. So the total they can give you is like 3%. Now, what they're doing is they're finding interesting ways to give you more money so they can keep those prices nice and high. So one thing they'll do is they will basically at the beginning of the quarter buy a bunch of rate buy downs and give it to their buyers that are buying not usually their houses being built, but the ones already being built, like their inventory houses. So this itself right here, that 5.5 is a product of its own. This is something that they paid for and they bought in bulk at the beginning of the quarter. Okay. So that's one thing. So the first, if you just go to whatever builder, you get pay your closing costs that's being charged by them. So they pay your closing costs and then they give you a rate buy down 3.3. So that's already 2 levels that they're giving you stuff. Now the third level that they can additionally give you more funds for the way they can make you feel better so they can keep their prices high is they do the 2-1 buy down. Okay. And if you're ever interested how you know what this cost them, it's actually really easy to find out. We all love and support King Kyle here. If you guys don't know who King Kyle is, winthehouseyoulove.com. Just the sweetest, before I get all funny, he literally is the best channel to follow here on YouTube for when it comes to loans, FHA conventional. You should consider using his lender services, as it was one of the lenders you shop around with. I'll say that. And I'm not being paid to say that. Really, Win the House You Love, if you don't follow him, you got to follow him. But he has this calculator that's absolutely for free on his website. You go to winthehouse.com, you go to his tools, you can use this for free. Okay. So let's say we're buying a $400,000 house. Let's say we're doing 3.5% down, because a lot of these products, like you see here, are only FHA and VA. They don't do it for conventional. And let's say here, I think was it the 5.99. So the way it works is it always works like this. They're going to buy, it's always 1 point cheaper the second year, 2 points cheaper the first year. So with the way Kyle explained it, well, before I go there, let me just explain. So how much did this cost them in addition to the rate buy down, in addition to everything? Well, by plugging it into this calculator, it'll tell you right here. It literally cost them $8,558 to do this. How do we know that this is what it cost them? Well, quite simple. So year one, your principal and interest is $1,841. So you're paying $471 cheaper than you would have for your regular payment. The second year, you're paying $2,070, which is $242 cheaper. And for years 3 to 30 with the 5.5, whatever it is, was it 5.5 or 5.99? Let me check. Oh, it's 5.5. Why did I put 5.99? Doi. Sorry. So anyways, this is costing them $83.31. Cool. All right. So you can see the difference there, 458, 236, and this is what it's going to normally be. Now, here's the thing. If you get $458, which is what you're saving a month for the first year, you multiply by 12. Oh, wait, you guys can't see the calculator. Oh, no. You have to just trust me. There's a calculator on the screen right now. So 458 times 12. I have to show you the calculator, or else this isn't as cool. Source calculator. Calculator. Okay, so 458 times 12 is 54.96. Cool. See that? Now we get. Let's just save that. Put that in our memory bank. Year 2, you're saving $236 a month. You get 236. You multiply that by 12. It's that. Now what happens if you add both numbers? Well, hey, look at that. It's about the same. Okay, maybe cents different, but it's there. It's identical. I didn't put the cents. Maybe that's why it didn't work out in my favor. Kyle, your calculator doesn't have cents. It making me look dumb right now. Anywho, 83.28. That's what it's going to cost. So essentially, you guys need to look at it like this, and this is how they're trapping you, or at least, I don't want to say trap, but this is what you need to understand. Okay. I'm seeing 90 people here. You guys are not chatting, which I'm assuming means you're listening very intently, which I like, but you're also scaring me. Like, I don't know if I'm actually live or not. Am I actually still live? Can you guys give me something? Give me an emoji or something in the chat, please. And make sure you guys are still, give me a W in the chat, please. Cause I want to make sure I'm still live. I want to make sure my thing didn't just crash on me. Thank you, Raul. Everybody donate $20 to me in the super chat. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Melvin, Dana, Paula. Okay, Paula, everyone's there. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I didn't crash. Okay, Jamar, I appreciate everyone. All right, so this is just a simulation, my friends. We're in the Matrix. This is a simulation. They are essentially giving you that, what was that, $8,331. Okay, they're giving that to you. They're putting it in an account, and they're saying, hey, babes, for the next 2 years, we're going to divide this out and help you pay your payment for the first year and help you make your payment for the second year. Okay? That's all it is. So think of it like this. They can't give you any more closing costs because they're maxed out there. They already bought the rate buy down. What else can we give these buyers so they can pay top dollar for our new builds? Well, they found a strategic way to give you more money without giving you more money. They give you $83.31. They put it in a separate account. They help pay down your principal for an extra $458 the first year. They help you pay extra principal the second year, but not as much. That adds up to what they paid, and now you're back to there. So they're just helping you pay that, and they're simulating a cheaper rate that's not actually there. They're just simulating it. See what I'm saying? So, once again, trap is dangerous. Very clickbaity of me to call it a trap. I wouldn't necessarily call it a trap, but essentially, that's how they're getting you. It's just another way to give you more money. So, when you're looking at these offers, focus on the what the end result is, because this is what they're really the rate they're giving you, right? This 2-1 buy down is just like when they present this to you, just ask them what's the cost you guys are giving me. We're giving you about $9,000. Okay, great. Thank you. Like, they don't have to try to trick you with, hey, we're going to buy your rate down for the first year because we're just solid people. We're going to buy your rate down, not as much for the second. No, it's just literally, they're giving you a little, it's like daddy's giving you an extra $9K, but make sure to only spend it on the mortgage, and the first year, spend more than the second year. That's it. Okay. So that being said, it's still pretty solid. It's still much better than having an 8% interest rate. It's still pretty cool, right? So what do you need to watch out for? when you're looking at new builds. Here's the big one, okay? New builds are going to get you a great interest rate. You're going to get a brand new house with a bunch of warranties. But they have been having such a terrible rap with their quality control. It is insane. Have anybody here in the chat, have you guys heard of a Sci-Fi Home Inspector? It's a guy actually based here in Phoenix. I heard about this guy from a client who was buying a new build. He's like, yeah, I want to hire this guy from TikTok, which is always interesting. You know, I come from my day, I'm the YouTube guy. Oh, you got this guy from YouTube. But now there's so many YouTube people that there's now the TikTok people. And I'm like the older generation. Oh, back in my day, it was YouTube. Some realtors were the MySpace realtors. Can you believe that? Who had a MySpace in here? I had a MySpace. I remember I coded like, because I thought I was a little cholo. So I coded PHX 602 to rain on my profile with like the latest gangster song that I liked. By the way, this is how gangster I am from Maryville. When I was like tempted to join the life, and I had a bunch of friends that had these big thick black markers and they were gonna go tag the school up. I remember just feeling like this sense of like, I was so scared because they were about to go. And I remember the best way of describing it is me nuts just went into my body. I was just so scared. I was a big old little wussy, for lack of a better word. And I was like, oh, I actually have to go. And then I left and I went to my mom's house. I literally that day, I stopped wearing tall tees. I stopped wearing Dickies. And like after that day, I would just show up with normal clothes and they'd be like, what happened to Javier? And then I was like, my sophomore year, I was like, my name's not Javier, it's Xavier. Swear to God, it's true story. It was that one time I wussed out of going to go tag stuff. And I just kept like, no, I'm changing my identity. This is not for me. So that's how gangster I was. But anyways, Sci-Fi Home Inspector. Javi, we need a sock check, homie. Hey, those days are behind me. Like I said, I was very much very much of a wannabe, or what do you call it, wankster or whatever. Man, I look very red. What's up with that? Is that just me? Oh, my white balance. Let me fix my white balance. I know I'm brown, but I'm not red, man. Shoot. Okay. So Sci-Fi Home Inspector, the guy, he asked me that he wanted to use them because he trusted them, and we reached out to him, and he's like, we have a wait list of 1 year. Like, okay. So I checked out his stuff, and my first impression was like, he's kind of like a bit much. Like he's kind of like white knighting this thing. But as I started watching more and more of him, I was like, not bad. But I haven't watched him in months, so let's just kind of pick out his top pinned videos on his page. Here's his page right here, and let's just watch a few and just see what I'm talking about. Can you guys hear that? It's not playing. Come on, TikTok. Come on, TikTok. There it is. Hello? Sorry, my door just opened. Is anyone there? Oh, hi, Sadie. Can you just sit down right? I'll be right there in a bit, baby girl. If I can get this working. Why is it not working, TikTok? Hold on, I got some issues here. Okay, now it's working. Sweet.
I tell you, I've been at home.
Whoops.
I'm out here at the 303 and the 60 doing a 1-year warranty inspection, and boy, I tell you, I've been at homes 2 weeks before closing that were more completed than this home. Let me show you.
Whoops.
Riser strap not installed. Broken. Riser strap not installed. broken. But don't worry, Inspector JW said the final inspection was approved. Not only do they paint over tape, they actually stucco over your tape. This stucco is rated for chickens. That's why you can see the chicken wire through all the stucco.
Yeah, so this is crazy. So I've seen this stucco. I think Landmark is the one that does a lot of this as well. Like I honestly, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I trust this guy that it's bad. I don't. I mean, dude, I don't know how to do this stuff. So I saw stuff like this. I'm like, what's the big deal, really? But then there's some real stuff that
the shower's cracked. The tab is broken.
So like stuff like this is normal stuff that we find during the new build process. When you do various walkthroughs, you call stuff like this out.
The enclosure leaks because they didn't install it correctly.
So that stuff is valuable right there because that's the stuff that you don't really catch. And this is what I love. But let's keep watching.
Enclosure leaks because they didn't install it correctly. And they don't like ventilation. They completely sealed up that plumbing vent. That T-top, they completely crushed. Got a nice hole through the flex vent. You can't expect the builder to paint the entire wall.
Okay, that's stupid. I tell people all the time, if there's something wrong with the paint, they need to fix it. Like, you need to be super caring. You're not asking them to paint the whole wall. But if there's various patches like this, they're painting that wall again. So this Steven guy is totally stupid. Yes, they should paint everything. All right. So there's some stuff he adds there, which I think are more like filler, right? It's more like filler stuff. But some of the stuff is pretty.
Remember this loose wall?
Sussy.
Well, I'm back, and I'm doing the neighbors. Climbing your wall. I promise you, they're only gonna. And I don't know why.
Okay, let's go look at this one. Dude, I tried finding your Arizona channel, but I couldn't find an area. It's called Arizona Javy. Look up Arizona Javy. Arizona Javy. Yeah, my links in my descriptions aren't working. I need to fix them. Shama, is it Shamanda? What's up? A house with no gutters. Thoughts? Just a few years old. Yeah, a lot of houses here in Arizona don't have gutters. They're nice to have, but if you live in a really like rainy area, I'm sure they're really essential. But I mean, I'm sure there's places that don't have them. Like I have never had shutters, so sorry, gutters, not shutters. Danilo, hey Javi, any opinion on home insurance and any red flags to look out for in insurance? Yeah, for sure. So insurers, like the actual like home insurance companies, so it's pretty simple. Your lender's going to tell you what you need minimum insured, so you have to get that. That's like, there's no red flags about that, just that's it. All of them are they're gonna work hard for your service, but they're all gonna have really shoddy customer service. So it makes sense to me to work with the bigger companies because they're gonna be more accessible 24/7 during an emergency as opposed to small companies. But at the end of the day, most of them are gonna be pretty garbage because it's just insurance companies. They try to get new clients and they don't try to keep them. It's just the way they work. I mean, really just shop it around and make sure to really do as much as you can. Red flags to avoid with the actual house, though, is the biggest issues I've seen is when sellers do things like they get like 2 or 3 layers of roof shingles instead of just one, like stuff like that. Like stuff that they did lazily will affect the ability to get insured. Wrenching Mafia, I'm here in Phoenix. I've been saving for 3 years, ready to buy. Do you think it's right time to buy? I mean, Wrenching Mafia, I think the best thing to do is send me a text, give me a call. Let's get on the Zoom call and let's figure it out, see if it's feasible. I'm available. Just send me a text. My information's there. And Jose, you get my, it's at Arizona Javy. Arizona Javy. That's pretty active on there, so you should pop up. Anyways, check this out.
Why these builders get so much hate? Because if you take away the minimum standards, they actually do a pretty good job. Let me prove it. You sick and tired of people climbing your wall? I promise you, they're only going to climb this one once. One damaged truss. Who cares? Our homes are over-engineered anyways. Why would climbing your wall? I promise you, they're only going to climb this one once.
But here's the thing. People see this and it panics them. What I see is some buyer is doing the right thing and getting an an inspection done, and the builder has to fix it. It's just like if you had an inspector record everything they ever find wrong with resales, I'm sure we can have a sarcastic attitude about it too. You know what I mean? So, and like this,
one damage.
That is 100% something. If the inspector catches it, first of all, I get the anger. It's really crappy that it's up to us to find defects like this, because there's a lot of people that don't want to hire an inspector. They just trust the builder. So 100%, it sucks that we have to get another QC, but most inspectors will catch this stuff and most builders will get this done. And if they don't get it done, make a stink about it. I had a client where we checked out the model, the building plans. They forgot to put an entire RV gate on one side of the house. We got them to install a new RV gate within a weekend. Okay. So it's nitpicky stuff. Yes. But this is just a lesson for you guys to get an inspection. An inspector will catch most of the stuff.
It's trust. Who cares? Our homes are over-engineered anyways. Why would anyone care if your shower is sloped to the drain? Mold.
That is shitty. That 100% is a great catch. We don't want. That's the kind of stuff that you find out once you move in. Really, really good.
Isn't real, and even if it were, it would just die in our heat. Besides, what about all my bent window frames? Well, that's where you put the crowbar to jam the windows in place. That's normal. Those welds aren't broken. That's just typical wear and tear. Broken riser? Oh, please, that's for ventilation. That's going to stop that electrical from overheating and burning your home down.
Once again, stuff like that gets called out and it gets fixed. I get why this is sensational to watch though. Like, it's very like, oh, those builders are trying to screw me over. It sucks that we have to call this stuff out again. But this stuff gets fixed pretty easily. There's no one telling him, oh, that's the normal stuff. That's just him. You know what I mean?
So what? We didn't finish your stucco. We're only human. Good. Hollow sounding piles don't indicate an installation issue.
Love that he checks that out.
They just sound different. Uneven tiles? That's on purpose. That's how we keep you on your toes. Crooked walls are just cosmetic. It's not gonna make the house fall down.
I've had many of these walls fixed. But yes, very solid stuff that most inspectors will catch.
You can't expect us to paint everything. I don't know why you all complain about exposed dirt. Just kick the rocks around. Problem solved. Remember this loose wall?
Okay, he's nitpicky about some things, yes, but let's see. Uh-oh. Let's check out some other stuff.
Don't you hate it when you show up to do your inspection and the entire neighborhood burns down?
Whoa, what the hell? That's crazy. Where was this at?
Now, I don't know who the builder is, but I got a pretty good guess.
Whoa, wow, that's. Can you imagine that? You're buying a house and then just it burns down on you. Jeez Louise, that's crazy. Mercy, yes, I did.
Humans also, we're not gonna do it perfect every time.
What was that? Is that?
I mean, you do know we're humans also. We're not gonna do it perfect every time. Is that gonna?
We're humans also. We're not gonna do it every time. D.R. Horton said that, I'm assuming.
Make the house fall apart.
Okay, I get it. Burned down. Where's that? 59th Avenue and Baseline. There's no reported urgent. Oh, where is that? It's like south. I guess Avondale, Phoenix. No, that's.
Don't you hate it when you show?
Yeah, that's South Phoenix. That's an unfortunate situation. I don't want to. Yeah, that's terrible. Let's see what else we can find.
It's super windy, so I'm gonna have to go. Follow-up Friday. It's super windy, so I'm gonna have to go inside, but I got a crazy Robin update for you. Well, some of you may remember Robin.
You just voided your roof warranty.
Well, it looks like he works for another builder now. I was doing this final walk warranty inspection right after close, and sometimes when this happens, there's a little dude that sits in a tractor and watches me. And the second I put my foot on that roof tile, he takes off at 5 miles an hour to go tell the site manager. As soon as he made that turn, here comes the site manager, looking for the home inspector voiding the roof warranty. I wish that was Robin.
That's a fast van.
I recognize that car. That's Robin. He's working for a new builder.
Hello. I just had a quick question. Sure. Robin works here now, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I know. Thank you. Sure.
Now, I really wish I could have been there when that tractor man told Robin, hey, there's this home inspector voiding roof warranty.
It looks like he's really out for it, huh? Oh man. Jeez Louise. What builders do I recommend? Well, I think I'm gonna be safe here and just say most of them are gonna be tough. You can have a good builder with a very solid superintendent that builds like 10-20 houses, and then a company can start not underperforming, not underperforming. Then or a superintendent can start getting lazy, or they're going through a rough time in their life and they start getting affected. And then the next series of houses will be done really crappy. So it doesn't necessarily matter what builder it is. It matters who's the superintendent and who are the contractors during that time of build. Did they do a good job managing? Did he or she do a good job managing? How was the end product? So one section, you can have a neighborhood where there's some houses that are great, there are some houses that are bad, so they're all that are great, they're all that bad. So it's really hit or miss. So the best thing you can do, Melvin, is just go with an extra pair of cautious eyes. When you go look at houses, take someone that you trust. I know your hands are priced, so take me, and we'll just have to kind of figure out which one is giving the best deal. Go walk them and just really have an extra pair of vigilant. I would recommend hiring 2 inspecting companies, just to be very, very, very sure. And then just, you have to be very defensive about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a lot more defensive. You can't just say, oh, this is the best builder, let me go buy from them. Because they might be great that time, or they might have been great for the time that you got recommended, but then there's not a new superintendent. There could even be 2 superintendents working in an area, and then you can get the one that got stuck with some bad contractors or something. You know what I mean? Here's the thing about DR Horton. I've had some good experience with DR Horton. There's an express home builder in Buckeye that's been great to my clients. The houses are solid quality. They worked with us on their inspection. They literally did the entire inspection report like it was a punch list. They were super professional and they did an amazing job. So does that mean avoid all DR Hortons? Or does it mean all DR Hortons are not good? It's a lot more nuanced. It's not black or white. Miss says DR Horton and Lennar are horrible builders. I've had a terrible experience with Lennar. I've also had a great experience with Lennar. I've had good experience with DR Horton. I haven't had a bad one, but to be frank with you, I've only dealt with them like maybe 2 or 3 times. Got it? So it serves you better to learn how to be more defensive than just be black and white and say avoid this builder, if that makes sense. 9 or 0, Javy, I live in California. Houses are too expensive. Come on down here, man. We got some houses at 300, 400K. Let's get the ball rolling. Excuse me. DR Horton gave me colonoscopy. I know, according to how people are talking about DR Horton is terrible, huh? Well, Outroyal, DR 300K. Okay, new builds are high 300s. If you want to resell, they're in the 300 range. But new builds are in the high 300s. Can you give me some info on first-time homebuyer program? Sure. First-time homebuyer programs are just FHA or conventional products with another level where they give you the down payment, but they give you more interest rate. You're better off having 3.5%, having 5%, wherever conventional or FHA, and if you can't get the closing costs, having the seller pay for the closing costs, and doing that. You're going to get a much better rate. You're going to get much better terms. Whereas if you rush into a first-time home buyer program and you get into a zero down situation, it'll be a lot more tougher. Anyone else on Phoenix here, or where? Can you guys let me know where you guys watching from tonight? I want to get a good idea where you guys are from. Yeah, no, I can see these videos are definitely like watchable, and if you watch like a lot of these, I can see how you're gonna just like. Sometimes I'll watch a bunch of videos on like a new topic or something. Like I remember when Last of Us 2 came out. Remember Last of Us 2? I remember I started watching a lot of videos about how it ruined it and how feminism and gaming, and I started getting all like, oh hell no, brother, they're ruining our games. And I remember I tried to bring that up to my wife, and she's like, excuse me? And she just destroyed my thoughts, not like with logic. Like she just like logically like asked me questions, and I broke down. I don't know. Jose Mora, did you find my Phoenix channel? Did you find it? Yolita, that's a great point. Drove around the neighborhood anytime we saw frame workers, foundation crew, plumbers putting in new plumbing. We asked them who they were building for. They didn't mind showing us their work. Yeah. You really get in there, get super involved. 100%. Austin, I know you, right? Did we text? Did you text me once, Austin? You were like looking in Santan? Louisville, okay. California, Inglewood. You're not Inglewood. I thought you were looking surprised. Are you moving here from Inglewood? Tucson, Tucson, I like it. Omaha, Fresno. Nice. Jonathan, if I do a 3-2-1 buy down with a 20,000 seller credit and I want to refinance after 1 or 2 years, can the money in escrow be used permanently to buy down? No. So it's whatever buy down they're giving you, that's they're giving you. You can't use that money to buy down further. So if you're buying a 2-1 buy down with the hopes you're going to refinance, just do yourself a favor and just imagine a situation where you keep that low rate, the final 3 to 30 rate. Just like budget for that, because we don't know if you'll be able to refinance in 3 years. You know what I mean? So just play it safe. Play it safe and just envision that. You're the dude that wanted the Whitman video. That's right. Are you looking at Whitman? I'm a little open right now. So how far is Whitman? I'll drive to Whitman, bro. Let me see. How far is Whitman? Whitman. Oh, that's like Surprise. That's like up in Surprise. Austin, why don't I just do a private? Because I don't know. I got. Will people watch? I'll do a Whitman video for the Arizona Javy channel. I have to do it. I have to do it. Austin has been asking me since last month to do a Whitman video, and I'm like, that's too far away. No. There's a lot of like manufactured houses though, huh? I'm probably gonna have to just do no manufactured houses though. Okay, we'll do family houses, and I'll drive out to Whitman if you want to go buy a house in Whitman. I live in Litchfield Park, so I think it's like 45 minutes away. I think. Let's see how long that is. The only goat here is the birria that I wish I was eating. All the ghosts of all the goats I've eaten in my entire life with all the birria. That's the only goats here. All right, I gotta get going to put my little daughter to sleep. Let me see. What are your thoughts on the Alomar community in Avondale? Great question, SG. Alomar, haven't had too much bad reviews on them. I had one person complain about a build specifically to do with their plumbing. I have to remember if it's the one we're talking about. But all that construction down in the South Avondale area, I used to live right near there. I used to live on 99th and Broadway, which is Tolleson technically. But I'm happy to see all that growth. I'm happy to see all that. You guys are definitely funded or at least being helped a lot by the NASCAR track and whatnot. I just right now just really make sure, like, if you haven't gone, like, really make sure to talk them down. I've been able to talk builders down on their price lately. I know a lot of people are like, oh, builders don't really flex. I've been able to talk them down because I think some builders are getting desperate with their inventory houses. So just make sure, go with someone that knows what they're doing. And if you don't have an agent, reach out to me. And really, we can talk them down and get them going. You know what I mean? The traffic due to Phoenix Raceway can be a little frustrating. It can, because I live down there, but it only got frustrating when I forgot that it was happening. Like if you are totally aware that, hey, there is going to be a race this weekend and you avoid it, you're good. But if you can just take like another way. So for example, like I lived here in 99th and Broadway. So if I had to go like to this part of town, I would just like drive 91st and up or something. So if you lived in Alomar, I would just like probably find another way, like going up 107th. I wouldn't go through here because then it's going to get super packed. There's ways around it. You know, you're not going to get just stuck there. What's the furthest from the metro you've ever sold? I think the furthest I ever sold was, let's say, like Coolidge, Maricopa, Tartesso, and like way north, like almost New River, but not quite. So like Whitman isn't that big of a deal. But all right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. All my Phoenix peeps, you know, you reach out to me. Everyone else, join the Patreon. Subscribe, do the likes. Thank you guys so much. We drove around Eastmark and Mason. Alomar is gonna be some similar. Yeah, I like master communities if they're done right. So have you gone there, SG? Let me know. Shoot me a text. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. Take care, guys.